Why the music? And who are these bowlers? Well, of course, you know who these bowlers are, but why them in particular? Well, these are some of those who have been smashed around for a lot of runs at this very ground. And barring the odd 105 all out from a team like Pakistan, the Trent Bridge has been a bowler's graveyard. And it is here the two unbeaten teams, the last two unbeaten teams in the World Cup, India and New Zealand, will go up against each other in the 18th game of this tournament. But it's that English weather again. A spate of rained off games already in the tournament, and it's been raining ever since I landed in Nottingham day before yesterday. And locals say that the forecast for the rest of the week is rain and more rain. Virat Kohli, when asked if he thought that India were on their way to the semi-finals of the World Cup with wins over South Africa and Australia, said it was very early days. Obviously, you just have two wins. But he did admit that beating these two of the top ODI teams in the world made the job a lot easier. But talking about easy, New Zealand have never made any job easy for any opponent in World Cup cricket. They had beaten India in the pre-World Cup warm-up game and on paper could make for a very sterling contest as well here. Not that Kohli is too worried, having said that India is looking at the challenge of playing the top sides first up in the tournament before entering into the business end of the tournament with teams like Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, who are ranked a little lower right now, still remaining.
No, and I think in my opinion it's too early to decide that. I think after about 6 games we'll be in a better position to know where we stand in the tournament, where we stand in the table. But yeah, we couldn't have asked for a better start against two strong sides. The good thing is we're playing all strong sides up front. So as I mentioned in Mumbai before we left, if we do well in the first phase, then we'll be in a better position to reach the semi-finals. So for us, it's actually a good thing that we're playing the strongest sides in world cricket. If you look at the rankings before the first phase gets over. So from that point of view, we have to be at the best, at the top of our game. And precisely what we've done in the 2 games, and that's why we won both.
Now, speaking of worry, and Shikhar Dhawan's thumb injury during the game against Australia looked serious enough even during the game. And the news now is that he might be ruled out for at least 3 weeks from the competition. However, official confirmation is still awaited, obviously. But it is a big enough blow if he doesn't play these next couple of matches as well. Every chance now that Rahul could be shunted back to open, and just when it looked like the number 4 spot was getting sealed with KL Rahul batting there, a change could be needed. The other player that I had spoken about was Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and how Mohammad Shami could have been a better pick in the first couple of games. Well, 2 things here. One, Bhuvi has been a resounding success so far with 5 wickets for 94 at an economy rate of better than 5 and over. But more vitally, he got those 2 wickets, 2 huge wickets in the Australian chase in 1 over that turned the game around. Kohli's decision to back Chahal and Kuldeep against South Africa was down to their performance in South Africa in 2017-18, and that was a brilliant move as well. But it also gives an insight into what they might do with Kuldeep in this one. Despite not completing his quota of overs, going for 55 runs from his 9, the left-arm unorthodox bowler had done brilliantly in the ODI series in New Zealand, where pitches obviously don't support a lot of spin. Then again, the fact that there might be a little moisture, in fact, if I look everywhere around me, there's a lot of moisture, a lot of wetness and a lot of rain. This could be a reason that Mohammad Shami, who is incidentally India's best bowler in that series with 9 wickets at 15.33, could be into reckoning as well in place of a spinner. And with Dhawan's replacement not really known, it could really be a toss to wait for, especially when it comes to the Indian playing 11. Three matches played, 3 matches won. This isn't too different for New Zealand from the 1992 version of the World Cup, which is the only previous World Cup where all teams had played all other teams. And New Zealand have had a very identical start. Incidentally, they did the same in the 2015 edition as well and went on to make it to the final. Sri Lanka were given a pounding of their lifetime, 10-wicket win, finished it off very early. We could go home and have our lunches. And Afghanistan were crushed as well in the 3rd game. But between those 2 matches, New Zealand came up against a resurgent and gritty Bangladesh side. Now Bangladesh could have got more, but Matt Henry's 4 restricted them to just 244 from their quota of 50 overs. Chasing 245 for a win, New Zealand would have lost Kane Williamson and slumped to 65 for 3 at one stage, but instead, this is what happened.
Oh, excellent delivery. Oh, no, he's missed it.
No, come on, not this one. This one.
For the second. This is one of the great moments in sport.
All sorts of trouble. Turunga has to be gone. No. What has happened there? That is extraordinary.
Not this either. Clearly my editor needs a bit of coffee or English breakfast tea, as she often says, but you get the gist, right? An easy run out of Kane Williamson was missed by Mushfiqur Rahim thanks to the kind of rush one sees in the peak hours of Mumbai. And from there on, the Kiwi skipper helped New Zealand through to a thrilling 2-wicket win. That was followed by Jimmy Neesham finally finding his off-social media calling with a 5 against Afghanistan that propelled New Zealand to another facile win, making it 3 wins in a row. And now after a good 4-day break, they take on a 4th Asian team in a hope to becoming the first team to all but seal that semi-final berth. You obviously need to win 6 matches, but 4 wins out of 4 should give them that buffer. But it won't be easy. Since that fateful tour of New Zealand 2015, where India failed to win a single game, either in test matches or in ODIs, they have a 9-4 win-loss record in ODIs and 3-0 in test matches against India. New Zealand had defeated India earlier in a warm-up game, but before the World Cup, that does not make for a lot of consequence on this match. It made for an interesting conversation post that match with the Kiwis, none of whom who came to interact read too much into that win. Now here are a few stats. Interestingly, since the previous World Cup, for grounds which have hosted more than 2 ODIs, Trent Bridge is the highest scoring ground, highest runs per over being scored at this ground. Head to head, India are obviously ahead of New Zealand at this stage, 55-45 overall. And since the previous World Cup, it's 9-4 in favour of India, as I said earlier. But in World Cup cricket, New Zealand have proven to be the stronger of the two sides with a 4-3 win-loss record. And in England, India have never beaten New Zealand. 3 played, 3 lost. So this could be another one to watch out for. Since making his debut, Trent Boult has picked up 148 ODI wickets. Only one bowler has picked up more wickets in this period. Well, this is a quiz question. Guess who? In that same period, Boult has also picked up 22 wickets against India, which is the most by any bowler. The second best is Tim Southee, who has 21, followed by Pat Cummins, Stephen Finn, and James Faulkner. Here's the issue though. Southee hasn't played since their warm-up game against India at the Oval, and given Boult's record, which is amazing obviously, and the fact that Lockie Ferguson has 8 wickets, Matt Henry has 7 wickets in this tournament, and they have done well, it is tough to see Southee return to the playing 11 unless they want to drop all their medium pacers or slow bowlers. For batsmen who have played any substantial number of innings against New Zealand since the last World Cup, that is more than 3 innings, Virat Kohli's average of 85 is the best for any batsman. Prediction time. 2 played, 2 lost. That's my prediction record, but at least now you know what to do. Take my predictions with a pinch of salt and reverse them probably. But jokes aside, this one I think at Trent Bridge, it will continue to remain a high scoring contest with the total number of runs in the game to be over 590. However, there's a big if. And the if is if there is an uninterrupted game in this one. The trouble is that the weather isn't expected to improve a lot and we might see a rain-reduced encounter. So instead of a prediction, this time I'll offer a prayer on ICC's behalf that we don't see another rained-off encounter, and we have seen a lot of them already. Suneer Chowdhary here, signing off for World Cricket Chat from Trent Bridge at Nottingham.